Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at noon.
We start with a breaking news alert on the 2020 presidential election. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders announced this morning that he will end his campaign. Sanders made the decision to suspend his campaign after disappointing primary results. He was trailing former Vice President Joe Biden by over 300 delegates. This now leaves Biden as the presumptive Democratic nominee to challenge President Donald Trump in this year's presidential election. Updated numbers from the North Dakota Department of Health show that COVID-19 is continuing to grow within the state. 14 more cases have been confirmed, with half of those being in Cass County. The 7 Cass County cases affect both men and women who range in age from their 30s to their 90s. This brings the state total of COVID-19 cases to 251. In total, over 8,600 people have been tested and 34 are currently hospitalized. 16 more people have recovered, bringing that total number to 98. There are no new deaths to report in North Dakota. COVID-19 numbers jumped once again in Minnesota as well. The state reported 85 more confirmed cases since yesterday, bringing the state total to 1,154. 20 of those confirmed cases are in Clay County. 5 more deaths have also been reported, bringing that total number for the state to 39 since March 21st. 135 patients are currently in the hospital for treatment, with 64 in the ICU. Of the Minnesota cases, 632 patients no longer need to be isolated. Governor Tim Walz will provide an update on the state of Minnesota's next steps to combat COVID-19 this afternoon. We'll have more on those steps tonight on Valley News Live and on our VNL News app. Well, let's check in with meteorologist Elisa Green. Looking beautiful out there, but maybe a little calm amidst the storms. Lisa?
Yeah, we are looking at some beautiful weather. Enjoy it while you can. We're already seeing the winds pick up, but temperatures are on the rise too. We're already hitting our forecast highs for today at places like Fargo. We're at 45 degrees right now. In Grand Forks, we're at 41. Not as warm as yesterday, but still beautiful out there in a lot of places. You can see the temperatures are cooler up north. We're still in the 30s in some of those spots. And that's where we have more cloud cover. That's where we're seeing the colder air take over first and the chance for precipitation hitting first. So a look at our winds right now. They've really picked up since this morning. We've got gusts into the 30s in a lot of places, but a 43-mile-per-hour gust right now in Jamestown. The wind becoming more northwesterly as we advance through the day. And you can see most of the valley enjoying that beautiful blue sky, but up north, that's where we're looking for our next chance for some rain and some snow. You can see it's been dropping in from the north and west, and that will continue to move in and take over the valley as we go through the day today. So the wind picking up, our chances for precipitation increasing. We've got that wind advisory out to the west starting right now here in the valley. We could see those gusts getting up to 50 miles per hour, especially out west. We'll take a closer look at all this coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Lisa. Well, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is sending National Guard members to the Northern Valley to help with the flood fight. The governor says guards will be going to Marshall County and the city of Oslo to monitor dikes and flood protection system. The Guard will also help with rescue operations if any are needed. Multiple counties have already declared local emergencies. Stay with Valley News Live as we continue to watch river levels. Also new at noon, Fargo police say they are seeing a spike in overdose calls in the metro. Police say they have responded to 6 overdose calls since March 28th. One of those resulted in a death. Compare that to the entire first part of the year when police had 6 overdose calls and 2 deaths. Authorities say this is a reminder that no illegal drug should be considered safe. Police are working to find the people responsible for selling the drugs and taking them off the street. The Bemidji Police Department wants your help finding a missing 15-year-old. Larissa Feather was last seen on April 1st. Feather is about 5'5", 165 pounds, with brown eyes and dark hair. Last seen wearing a black shirt, black jeans, and black Nike tennis shoes. Authorities believe Feather may now be in Milwaukee, Minnesota area. Police did not provide a picture. The number of cases of coronavirus in the U.S. continues to rise, topping 400,000 people infected, with states like New York surging to more than 140,000 cases. New Jersey also remains high at more than 44,000 people testing positive for COVID-19. More than 12,000 people have died from the virus, with nearly 2,000 of those dying between Tuesday and today. The latest number comes as Wuhan, China, the epicenter of the outbreak, lifts its 11-week lockdown on the city. And nearly 2,000 Americans died of the coronavirus Tuesday, the most in a single day by far. The death toll is now fast approaching 13,000. Michael George has the latest from New York City, the epicenter of the U.S. outbreak.
Just 5 weeks ago, only 9 people in the U.S. had died from the virus. Since then, there's been rapid acceleration. In New York, around 730 people died Tuesday alone, nearly one person every 2 minutes. But there's some good news.
We are beginning to see some flattening of the number of new cases per day in specific metro areas.
One doctor who treats COVID-19 patients inside New York's Mount Sinai Hospital says she's encouraged by the number of patients coming off ventilators.
I feel hopeful because as a critical care physician, this is what we've trained for. We know that this is what we have to do. And we know that we're well equipped to do it.
Hospitals are still trying to find room for all the patients who need treatment. Many are coming here to New York City's Javits Convention Center. It's now an Army field hospital. And last night, the Pentagon announced it will be sending even more beds. Across the country, the elderly at nursing homes are being hit hard. There have been 42 deaths at the Life Care Center in Kirkland, Washington. Another 32 people passed away at the Canterbury Rehabilitation and Healthcare Center in Virginia. And in Los Angeles County, the public health director now says it's appropriate to pull loved ones out of long-term care facilities if you're able to care for them. The mayor of Los Angeles has also ordered all essential workers wear face coverings.
Employers are required to provide these face protections or to reimburse employees for their costs. This applies to workers in grocery stores, drugstores, restaurants, hotels, taxis and rideshare vehicles, and construction sites.
The economic impact has been severe. American Airlines just dropped its LAX to JFK nonstop flights, and Burbank shut down one of its 2 terminals due to lack of business. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
And a new report from the National Multifamily Housing Council finds nearly a third of U.S. apartment renters did not pay rent in April. Well, in our consumer alert this afternoon, air travel has dropped off dramatically in the last several weeks since the start of the coronavirus crisis. According to the Transportation Security Administration, the number of passengers passing through security dropped by nearly 50%, from 2.5 million down to 1.3 million. Yesterday, the TSA saw fewer than 100,000 people go through checkpoints. In total, just over 97,000 people went through TSA checkpoints, a 95% decrease from the same day last year. Well, coming up at noon, Americans have seen shortages at the grocery store, but now you can add an old pastime to the list of things hard to get your hands on. But next, weather to plan your day.